The restaurant hummed with velvet voices and crystal clinks. Low light, gold rims. The Aurelian group board had taken the corner room again. Glass walls, a skyline like a crown. Emma's apron was new. Too white. She kept her chin level and her steps soft. Trays steady. Hands steady. Heart not so steady. Robert Latham, the CEO with a smile like a blade, rolled a cufflink between two fingers. "You're the new one," he said, not looking up. "Name?" "Emma," she answered. "Emma," he repeated, tasting it. "Cute." Laughter slid around the table. John watched without blinking. Michael tapped something under the linen. Numbers, always numbers. Evelyn, the guest with the press badge tucked away, pretended to check her phone. Sophia, legal counsel, sat with her spine straight, eyes cool. Robert dropped the cufflink. Let it ping against the marble, silver spinning, sound slicing the room. It stopped by Emma's shoe. "Pick it up," he said. She reached down. He stepped on it, heel pinning metal to stone. "No, no, not like that." His voice dropped. "Crawl. Dogs crawl." Silence. The city buzz vanished. The AC whisper grew loud. A fork paused midair. John's throat clicked. Michael chuckled. It was small. Ugly. Emma's hands shook. Not from fear. Not exactly. The tray felt heavier in her grip. She glanced at Sophia. One heartbeat. Two. Sophia didn't look away. Her eyes said, "I see you." Robert's voice hardened. "On your knees. Show me you know your place." Another silence. Longer. Crueler. Emma lowered herself. Every knee click against the marble was a gunshot in her head. She didn't break eye contact with Robert. She slid forward, picked up the cufflink, placed it on his palm. Her jaw locked so tight it squeaked. "Good dog," he whispered. Something inside the room died, and everyone smelled it. The air soured. The chandeliers didn't seem as bright. Emma stood with the smallest of tremors and said, "Anything else I can get you, sir?" Another chuckle from Michael. John's napkin tore. Sophia's hands were still. Evelyn's phone camera stayed dark. For now. Emma turned. Step by step. Calm breaths. The door closed softly behind her. In the service corridor, she put the tray down. She pressed her palm against a concrete wall to ground herself. The wall was cold, gritty. The hum of the walk-in cooler bled through. She opened her apron pocket. The recorder's red dot pulsed. It had caught every word, every laugh, every silence. She exhaled, steadying the tremor in her fingers. "Tomorrow," she whispered. "Tomorrow you crawl." Have you ever seen a room go quiet so fast it hurts? Silence. Emma wipes a single shine of salt from her cheek and taps send. Files flying into the night, straight toward a place Robert never thought would look back. Night laid out the city like a circuit board. Emma walked fast. The wind lifted the apron ties and tried to steal them. She let it. She had decided a long time ago that some things were worth losing. Her apartment was bare. A table, a lamp, a corkboard with thread like a constellation. Photos, invoices, Aurelian group logos, names pinned like butterflies. Robert, John, Michael, Sophia, Evelyn. Emma's fingers traced her map. Follow money. Follow cruelty. They join hands, she said to the room. She remembered the first time she met Sophia. A quiet coffee, no logo cups, no names on the sleeves. "You don't know me," Sophia had said, voice steady, eyes tired. "But I've watched what he does. He thinks the law is a trick. He thinks decency is theater. He thinks people like Emma are props." "Your counsel," Emma had replied. "Why trust me?" "Because I've tried doing it from the inside." Sophia took a long breath. "Now we do it from the light." Then Michael. Brilliant. Smirking. He'd left a backdoor in their vendor portal for emergencies. Then used it. He siphoned microfees nobody tracked. Then bullied juniors who noticed. Emma had recorded the confession months ago, in a bar with sticky floors and neon lies. He'd bragged into his glass. "They won't catch it," he'd said, "because we write the rules." John kept the machine fed. He wasn't cruel. He was quiet. Too quiet. He pushed memos through like a ghost, nudging doors open. He signed where he was told. He told himself he didn't see. Emma had his late-night emails anyway. The ones where he did. Evelyn? Not one of them. A journalist with eyes like a lens. She said little. She collected moments like shells. If you get me truth, she had told Emma, I will get it to the world. But understand me. The truth bites back. And Robert, the crown, the cufflink man, the one who laughed last and loudest. He liked the sound of people obeying. He liked the cost of fear. He was one bad day away from being a headline, and he didn't know it yet. Emma pinned tonight's printout. Aurelian's valuation, $2.04 billion as of Friday's close. She circled it. A number is just a story people agree to believe, she murmured. Change the story. Her phone buzzed. A message from Sophia. Board meeting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. All hands. He wants to show strength after that antitrust leak. The text read. He'll preen. He'll lie. He always does. Emma typed. I have what we need. Sophia. You're sure? Emma stared at the red dot of the recorder. She felt again the cold floor, the weight of humiliation, the slice of laughter. I'm sure. She opened a folder on her laptop. Aurelian, unsealed. Inside, a web of contracts with mismatched dates. Vendor shells with the same address. A memo from John flagged, urgent. Do not forward. A bank statement Michael thought was invisible. And a video. Tonight's cruelty, crisp and undeniable. Have you ever noticed how quiet a city feels the night before a storm? Silence. Emma drafts a single email with 4 recipients. Sophia, Evelyn, the Financial Crimes Unit, and John, and hovers over send, knowing one of them will betray her by morning. Glass doors. Security badges. The morning smelled like polished stone and expensive fear. The boardroom was colder than last night's restaurant. The air tasted like mint and money. Robert stood at the head like he owned the skyline. He did. Until now. Investors are jittery, he announced. Smile tight. So today, we show them we are unshakable. Emma rolled the coffee cart in. Same apron. Different eyes. She placed cups. Sugar. Stir sticks that clicked like tiny metronomes. John avoided her gaze. His suit was perfect. His hands were not. They trembled. Michael grinned at the screensaver, Aurelian's logo spinning slow. Let's give them a show, boss, he said. Sophia was stone with a pulse. Evelyn took a chair in the back, a guest of corporate communications. Her pen didn't move. Her camera didn't show. Yet, Robert tapped the table. We'll start with a statement. Then we take questions. No surprises. Emma placed a cup near his hand. Careful, she said. Calm. It's hot. Robert smirked. Don't worry about me. I'm not, she replied. He raised an eyebrow, searching her face for the thing he'd missed. The cufflink glinted at his wrist like a small moon. He adjusted it. He liked the ritual of power. The double doors opened. 2 men and a woman walked in with badges that didn't belong to Aurelian. Financial Crimes Unit. Their shoes made a dark sound, soft, final. Robert's jaw twitched. This is a private. It's not, Sophia said, voice clean. Not anymore. Evelyn stood. The room felt smaller. We have a few questions for the record, she said. If you care about records. Robert laughed once. Sharp. Is this theater? I adore theater. Emma slid the remote across the table toward Sophia. Start with Exhibit A, she said. Sophia pressed play. The big screen bloomed with last night's room. The glass walls. The skyline crown. Emma kneeling. Robert's shoe on the cufflink. His voice. Clear. Dogs crawl. No one breathed. The sound of the AC became a storm. The video captured the laughter. Michael's chuckle like a match struck in a church. John's breaking napkin. Robert's face didn't move. His eyes did. They flicked, calculating. His smile stretched thin. I was joking, he said. Team building. Exhibit B. The invoices. Vendor shells. 1 address. 1 beneficiary. The amounts were small, then not. The pattern was a drumbeat. Sophia narrated. Calm. Precise. Exhibit C, Michael's bar brag. His voice slurred. The words perfect. They won't catch it. We write the rules. Michael's chair screeched. That's edited. It isn't, Emma said. I've got the raw files with the timecode, Michael. Would you like to see where you laughed after? Exhibit D, John's email. This could blow the valuation. If we keep pushing, someone will talk. His signature sat under it like a confession. John closed his eyes. I wanted to stop it, he whispered. I did. Then start now, Emma said. Speak. Do you know the split second when the story changes hands? When power realizes it's allergic to light. Silence. Robert leans back, unblinking, and smiles a new smile. Cold, patient. Then says, Emma, darling, you think you know who writes the rules? Watch me write a new one. As the fire alarm starts to scream, red strobes, a siren like a blade through bone. People stood, confused, grasping at dignity and documents. Smoke? No. A drill. A distraction. Robert's play. Clear the room, he shouted, already on the phone. Legal? Contain this. Ati? Pull the servers. Kill external access. Now. Michael sprinted. On it. He ran like a man who cared more about cables than consequences. Sophia stayed. False alarm, she said to the FCU lead. Classic. We proceed. The FCU nodded and blocked the door. Calm. Heavy. No one leaves. Evelyn lifted her camera. Clicked once. The sound was small. It shook the room. Emma turned, heart pounding, but her voice was steady. Check the mirror servers, she said to the agents. Hill torched the primaries. They made a habit of redundancy without telling anyone. Fear loves a backup plan. Michael laughed from across the table. You can't prove. A second screen blinked to life. Backups. Time-stamped. Clean. Unerasable. The room watched every petty theft turn into real theft, every small cruelty grow into policy. Numbers scrolled like winter rain. The $2.04 billion valuation trembled as if it knew. Evelyn's phone buzzed. Push alert. Trading halted? She said softly, reading the line that cut through the air like a verdict. Sophia's voice cracked sunlight. Banks will call covenants, she said. Vendors will flee. Insurance will distance. The board will remember its backbone. John finally broke. I wrote the first objections, he said. They told me to be a team player. I thought I was protecting jobs. I was protecting him. He looked at Emma. What do I do? You stop lying, she said. You tell them where the funds moved in June. You tell them about the subsidiary in Madrid. You tell them the route. Out loud. John nodded, trembling, and started speaking. Times, names, passwords. The FCU wrote faster. Outside, sirens grew louder. The real ones. Robert still smiled. You think you've destroyed us, he murmured. You've merely bruised us. He turned to Sophia. And you, traitor, you liked the view from up here. Don't pretend you didn't. Sophia didn't blink. Liking the view doesn't mean I blindfold myself. Michael returned, less swagger. Server's gone, he lied. The mirror screen kept breathing. He swallowed. Okay, maybe not all. Evelyn's second alert hit. Aurelian Group down 41% pre-market. The room tilted. Robert? Emma said softly. Do you remember last night? He stared at her as if the answer were a weapon. Vividly. You asked me to crawl, she said. The words didn't shake. You taught me something. Fear makes people small, but it can also make them sharp. He laughed without humor. And what did you sharpen, Emma? She put her apron on the table. The little recorder on top. The red dot a steady star. The truth, she said. And a fuse. The door opened. 2 board members entered. Evelyn's camera caught their faces, pale with the kind of clarity that comes when money smells smoke. One set a single page on the table. Emergency vote. Robert's jaw worked. You wouldn't dare. We dare, the board member said. You taught us how. Have you felt the moment a building doesn't fall but a story does? Silence. As the vote begins, a woman in a gray coat steps in, hair pulled back, eyes like winter light, and says, "Before you finish, you should know who Emma really is." The room stilled. Even the alarms seemed to step outside for air. The woman in the gray coat closed the door behind her. She took off her gloves slowly, the leather whispering like a secret. She handed a badge to the FCU. Cleared. She nodded to Sophia. "You called me years ago. You were right." Sophia exhaled a breath she'd been holding for months. "Director," she said, and the word landed like a gavel. Robert's mask flickered. "Government theater. I told you I adore theater." The director turned to Emma. "Ready?" she asked. Emma nodded. "Ladies and gentlemen," the director said, calm as math, "this is Emma Hale, Financial Crimes Unit, Undercover Division." She glanced at Robert. "Theatrics are not our favorite, but sometimes men who write their own rules need a better author." Emma stood straighter. She didn't look at Robert. "I was never a waitress," she said. "Not really, but I learned more serving your table than reading your filings." John sank into his chair with his hands over his face. "God!" Michael's mouth opened. Nothing came out. Evelyn's camera recorded the silence like it was scripture. The director continued. "Charges will be filed today. Wire fraud, market manipulation, retaliation, and workplace abuse. The last one won't jail you, Mr. Latham, but it will define you." Sophia watched Robert's shoulders drop a fraction. Just a fraction. Power doesn't leave all at once. It leaks. The board vote moved like a clock. For cause. Immediate removal. The words tasted like iron and relief. Emma lifted her apron, folded it, and slid it toward Robert. "You can keep the cufflink," she said. "You'll need something shiny where you're going." He stared at the tiny moon. "You think you won," he said. "I think we stopped you," she replied. "Winning is for later." Phones went mad. News anchors cut into programs. Aurelian Empire in freefall. The number shrank in real time. $2.04b. $1.5 billion. $900m. Then a halt. Markets don't like the smell of smoke either. Emma turned to John. "Help your people," she said. "They followed orders. They paid mortgages. They kept their heads down. Don't let them be collateral." He nodded, eyes wet. "I will." Michael tugged at his tie like it had started to strangle him. I have a deal to offer." The director's eyebrow lifted. "You'll get your chance like everyone else." Evelyn lowered her camera. "One more question for the record," she said. "Emma, last night. Why didn't you stop it then?" Emma looked at the table where she had crawled. At the cufflink. At the ghost of a laugh still hanging in the air. "I wanted to," she said softly. "Everything in me screamed to. But some monsters feed on scenes. I chose the stage they couldn't control." She turned to the glass wall. The city looked different in the morning light. Realer. Less gold. More concrete. Good. Things that last are not always pretty. Sophia stepped closer. "You did it," she said, and for once her voice carried warmth without armor. "Not alone," Emma replied. "We did it because someone recorded. Someone whispered. Someone pushed the door open. We did it because silence can be heavy. Until it isn't." Robert stood, the weight of becoming small at last pressing him down. Security flanked him. He took one last look at the room. "You'll miss me," he said. No one answered. That was the loudest thing said all day. Have you ever noticed that empires don't explode? They unwind, thread by thread, lie by lie, until a single truth pulls free and the whole garment falls. Silence. Emma walked out without the apron, without the weight. The corridor smelled like paper and coffee. Her footsteps echoed, not like someone fleeing, but like someone arriving. Outside, the wind whispered through the flag lines and rattled a loose sign. She tilted her face into it. It was cold, felt clean. She took her phone from her pocket and typed one text to the group thread. For the interns. For the janitors. For the servers. For anyone who ever made small so someone else could feel big. Send. She closed her eyes for a moment and listened to the city breathe. Then she stepped off the curb into the day that was finally hers. Thought-provoking question. If you were in Emma's place, faced with a public act of cruelty, would you confront it in the moment? Or would you gather proof and choose the stage where the truth can't be spun? Why?